So we got some more new cards, and these are pretty exciting. Some new legendaries, and these mechanics just seem a little bit different than what they normally do. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we have a new priest card here, 6 mana 6/6 Lightshower Elemental with the taunt. Death Rattle, restore 8 health to all friendly characters. Oh my god, that's really good. Just restoring 8 health to your hero alone seems very, very solid. 6 mana 6/6 taunt is not terrible. With some sort of res mechanic, this could also be very frustrating. Just constantly healing your hero is very good. I could see this thing getting quite frustrating. We got Idol of Yasiraj, which could definitely pull this out, making it a solid card. And then, yeah, just somehow being able to res this could be kind of frustrating. We also have Blood of Cthulhu, which pulling this out would be pretty insane. Hopefully they don't introduce too many more res mechanics. I know a lot of people don't like res priest. They think it's a very frustrating archetype, and I think this is going to make it even more frustrating because this is a nice 6-drop in some sort of res priest, because we're often running what Kartut. Kartut is pretty good. It's got a 3/4. It's got Reborn, so in a way, it's a 3/5 because maybe it takes a hit for 4, then it takes a hit for 1, heals your hero for 6. Well, this is going to be a little bit more health in some scenarios. It's got more attack and it has more heal. Also, Kartut Defender is rotating, right? So this is a nice, solid inclusion to kind of fill that void. So priest leaning in the healing direction seems pretty good. And this is also really good with those minions that hurt themselves. If we end up getting more of those, this will be solid to kind of heal those things up. Also kind of incentivizes a trade board-centric priest, which I'm hoping becomes a thing, some sort of tempo mid-rangey priest that you're just buffing up your minions, you're trading, and then you play this thing. It'll, you know, trade your things. This thing dies. It heals all your minions up. So that'll be pretty cool. So I do, I like this card for some sort of tempo priest. But yeah, I do see it possibly being problematic for a res priest. So in my opinion, this is just a better Kartut Defender in a priest deck. Now, priest doesn't usually run that much Kartut Defender, but yeah, this just seems better. It does have that elemental tag. I don't know if that'll help that much in priest, but we'll see. Next up, we got Horde Operative, a 3 mana 3/4 beautiful spider tank stats with the battle cry, copy your opponent's secrets and put them into play. This seems insane, man. We don't really have like a flare. We don't really have many ways to deal with secrets, but now we got Horde Operative, so secrets do become an issue, and now there's more classes running secrets, right? There's rogues, there's hunters, there's mage, there was paladin even seeming to be pushing secrets a little bit. So I think Horde Operative is an interesting tech card, which could be a lot of fun, assuming you see a lot of secrets in the meta. So if you're running into a lot of secret decks, put this in. The problem being, you need your opponent's secrets. You need most of your opponents to be running secrets, right? And well, often it's just a waste of a tech card, but I think this will still feel good. Kind of like ooze. People run ooze even though they only see weapons in, I don't know, maybe 20% of their matchups or less, making ooze kind of bad. This is kind of a similar card in my opinion, that maybe you're running into 20% secret mages or something and that's it. And then you end up running this and it's usually useless in 80% of your matchups, but it's still got decent stats. Spider tank body is nothing to scoff at. If this was a 3/3, I think it'd be awful, but the fact that it's a 3/4 makes it kind of okay even to play if your opponent is not running secrets. Maybe you just use it to trade or something like that. So I like this card quite a bit, and I do like a good tech card because they feel fun to play in my opinion. So I like Horde Operative quite a bit. It's also going to tell you what secrets your opponent has, right? Because, well, then you're going to be able to play around them because you're going to have your own secrets, so you can kind of read them, see what they do, and play accordingly. And then we have Condemn here, a priest rank spell. 2 mana, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Upgrades when you have 5 mana. All enemy minions. This is pretty good. Priest and AoE. Wow, priest is going to be, yeah, frustrating to play against. Rank 2, let's see, 2 damage. So if you have 5 mana, it does 2 damage for 2 mana. And then 3 damage to all enemy minions at 10, if you have 10 mana. I do like these rank spells. I think they're quite exciting, quite flavorful. And I think this card's going to see a decent amount of play. 2 mana, 3 damage to all enemy minions is very, very solid. 2 mana, 2 damage to all enemy minions, also very, very good. And well, 1 damage to all enemy minions is no joke early on. And then once you get to that 5 mana point, this seems pretty good. Holy Nova, what, 4 mana, 2 damage, didn't really see too much play, but a 2 mana, 2 damage, quite a bit better. It doesn't heal your minions, it doesn't heal you, but I think that's totally fine. I think this is most relatable to Breath, and Breath was what, 3 mana, 2 damage to everything? It's pretty similar, and that card saw a lot of play. So I think if we're going to be seeing slow control priests, I do think you're going to be seeing a lot of Condemn. Mordresh Fire Eye here, a 10 mana 10/10 mage legendary, where if you've dealt 10 damage with your hero power this game, deal 10 damage to all enemies. So that's 10 damage to their entire side of the board, right? It'll clear minions, it'll hit them in the face, and that seems really good. The main problem here being you have to deal 10 damage with your hero power. Now, if that's 2 mana equals 1 damage, it's gonna take quite a while in order to fulfill this requirement. Kind of reminiscent of Jan'alai a little bit, which was a good card. And we have to remember that Fallen Hero is going to be in the core set, so it allows you to complete this quite a bit easier. We actually have to look at this card, I think, with this card, Reckless Apprentice, a 4 mana 3/5 with the Battlecry, fire your hero power at all enemies. We have to look at them together because this makes this a lot better. If your board, your opponent has a board full of minions, you're going to play the Reckless Apprentice and it's going to, just shoot your hero power at everything, including their face. So worst case scenario, this is a 4 mana 3/5 that does 1 damage to your opponent's face. This is assuming you just kind of tempo this out and your opponent doesn't have any minions on the board. You're still going to do 1 damage to their face. And I think that makes this totally worth as a 4 mana 3/5. And then the upside is insane. If they have a board full of things with 1 health, this is going to be incredibly good. If they have stealth minions like the stealth aggro rogue that's out there right now, this I would assume would hit the stealth minions, which would be incredibly good, things you can't normally target. And let's say they have a board of 7 minions, then this is gonna do 8 damage. 8 damage. You've probably fired your hero power a couple more times other than that, and this condition will be met, making Mordresh very, very good. Now, while judging this card, I think you also have to keep in mind that Fallen Hero is in the game. So if you have Fallen Hero out and you play this, it's going to deal 2 damage to all enemies, right? That's pretty dang good. And maybe they even introduce more minions that increase the damage of your hero power or something like that. That would be pretty exciting. So I think Reckless Apprentice is just a nutty card. Nutty card. And Mage already has a decent amount of AoE. This makes it even a little bit better. So I think this we're gonna be seeing a lot of Reckless Apprentice. And then Mordresh, it is expensive at 10 mana, but as a 10/10, kind of reminds me of the Mogu Cultist. That thing that the Mogu Cultist summon. That condition was so hard to meet. It did do double this. This condition is much, much easier to complete. No one played Mogu Cultist, but when you did play it and complete it, it was absolutely insane. Plus, if there ends up being something like shuffle this card into your deck or duplicate a card, or if there's a way you can discount this card and then, just like bounce it back or something, that would be insane. So I see the potential of this really being high. And if this card wasn't in the game, I wouldn't be too excited about this, but the fact that Reckless Apprentice is here makes me very excited about Fire Eye. So I like Fire Eye a lot because of this, and I like this card a lot, even on its own, even if you're not playing Mordresh, because Mordresh, if you're in a slow meta, probably don't want Mordresh. But in an aggro meta, you don't want Mordresh, but you would want Reckless Apprentice. This would just take too long to get to 10 mana. You might die before you get to 10 mana. But in a slower meta, you do want Mordresh. This is a lot of value, a lot of damage. It's a pyroblast to everything on your opponent's side of the board. So really, really exciting. I like it quite a bit. So let's look at this next card. We got Kurtrus Ashfallen. 4 mana 3/4 legendary for Demon Hunter with the Battlecry. Attack the left and right most enemy minions. Outcast immune this turn. This doesn't seem that great to me. I don't play a lot of Demon Hunter. But I feel like so many Demon Hunter cards feel broken, and this one just doesn't seem that broken. Playing this as an outcast seems pretty good. Maybe it clears a couple of your opponent's minions and takes no damage itself. That'd be pretty good. I think sometimes it's gonna be a little bit awkward. Maybe it's not outcast and you can't really play it because it's just gonna slap something and die and not really do anything. Not really a big fan of this card, but I am a fan of it not being that strong because I think Demon Hunter needs to take a bit of a backseat personally, but I am very biased. Yeah, I don't think this is going to see too much play. I don't think this card's that good. I mean, it's kind of got rush in a way, but you can't really choose what it attacks necessarily, and it may have immunity at times. I don't know. It seems almost more like a control-y Demon Hunter card, but if Demon Hunter does go in the control direction, I think it's going to be even harder to make this outcast because they're probably going to have more expensive cards, which makes your hand a bit more clunky, which makes it harder to fulfill that outcast requirement. So yeah, Kurtrus, not looking that good to me. We got Razorfen Beastmaster, 3 mana, 3/3 with a Death Rattle. Summon a Death Rattle minion that costs 4 or less from your hand. Wow, this is pretty good, assuming we get some good Death Rattle minions. I mean, the Beastmaster could pull another Beastmaster. Maybe we get some good neutral Death Rattles. If this card was in Hunter, I would be very, very excited, but this is in Demon Hunter. So a little less exciting. So for Demon Hunter, there are no Death Rattle core minions. And for neutral, these are the Death Rattle minions. So maybe you're pulling out an Egg, a Loot Hoarder, a Thalnos. So at the moment, this looks really bad. Maybe they do try and implement some sort of Death Rattle Demon Hunter, but yeah, this seems awfully unplayable at the current time. The best thing to pull would be another Beastmaster. So yeah, I think this card's bad in Demon Hunter right now. We'll have to see if they add anything else. All right, so next up we have this warrior card, the Mor'shan Elite, a 5 mana 4/4 with Taunt Battlecry. If your hero attacked this turn, summon a copy of this. Now I think this card is really, really strong. It's a 5 mana 8/8 in most situations. Worst case scenario, 5 mana 4/4, which just don't play it in that situation, I don't think, unless it's absolutely necessary. This is similar to the Mage Secret Conjurer card or whatever that summoned 2 4/4s. That was hard to meet sometimes because you had to play a secret. I think this is a lot easier to fulfill. And I think with Sword Eater here, curving beautifully a 4 mana into a 5 mana, and this card is just busted as it is. We're going to see so much Sword Eater until it rotates out. I think this will fit in those decks very nicely. So if there's some sort of tempo weapon warrior, which maybe we're going to see more menagerie warrior because we do have the batons, maybe just running the batons, running the Sword Eater, being able to consistently get a 5 mana 8/8 worth of stats on turn 5 is something that seems like it would go right in that deck. And even if maybe we end up having more hand buff stuff. Like Into the Fray is rotating, but maybe something similar will happen. Armageddon is rotating, so that kind of sucks too. But with hand buffs, this could be pretty insane because you get double the value out the hand buffs. Now we haven't seen any of that. I'm just trying to think what could make this a little bit better. But it's already good as it is as a 5 mana 8/8. That's a lot of stats. Plus it has taunt. The Mage Secret card is so good if you're able to get it on curve or just get it out reliably. So the fact that this is very similar, does have taunt, easier to fulfill. I think this card is fantastic. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of this card. Even in slower warrior decks, it could be in a tempo warrior, maybe even an aggro warrior because it's so many stats. And in control-y slow warriors because taunt good, taunt very good. And you're probably going to be running weapons anyway. So yeah, liking this card quite a bit. Next up, we got the Sigil of Flame, a Demon Hunter card, 2 mana spell, where at the end of your next turn, deal 3 damage to all minions. This is the first time we're seeing something like this. It's kind of like Doomsayer, I guess. Doomsayer is gone, right? And they're kind of messing with sigils. So kind of hard to see here, but we can see they are talking about introducing more sigils. This one is Sigil of Flame, which is, it's a WoW aspect. So really cool, bringing in the flavor from WoW, and they're obviously going to introduce other things very similar to secrets. It's not a secret, and you can see the icon here. And then, well, if they end their turn, we can see how this happens. Okay. All right. End your turn, please. All right. Sigil goes off. Boom. 3 damage to everything. Kind of cool. So where this is weird for me is Demon Hunter's not really that control-y usually. Maybe they're going to push a big Demon Hunter or a slower Demon Hunter, but then that makes Outcast really awkward to actually trigger because your hand size becomes clunky. I would personally like to see a slow Demon Hunter. It just doesn't seem that possible. Almost like trying to force a control rogue or a control hunter. It's just the sets seem to be more towards being aggressive. So with everything we've seen so far, hard to make a judgment, but it doesn't seem like a control Demon Hunter is possible. And this kind of, it counteracts your current game plan as Demon Hunter, which is smork, go face. So I think Sigil of Flame, not going to see play at the moment. We'll have to see what else they introduce if something control-y does start seeming a bit possible. All right, so we got Barak Kodobane, a 5-mana 3/5 legendary hunter card with the battle cry, draw a 1, 2, and 3 cost spell. Now, I love this a lot. I do play a decent amount of hunter, and I think this card is going to see play in most every hunter archetype. Drawing is something that hunter generally struggles at. Right now, there's a lot of Scavenger's Ingenuity, a lot of Diving Griffin, and Diving Griffin is rotating. So I was kind of worried for the future of hunter draw. Now with Barak being here, this seems pretty solid because you're going to draw 3 cards, kind of similar to that Menagerie Warrior card, which is a good card, assuming you draw 3 cards. So, I mean, even if you draw 2, I think this is going to be okay. But if you draw 3, I think this card is great. So we do need 1, 2, and 3 cost spells. The 2 cost is often filled with secrets, right? So this is going to often draw a secret. The 1 cost can be filled with tracking. Rapid fire will be leaving, so we will need other 1-mana spells, maybe overwhelm. But yeah, right now we got tracking, we got arcane shot, lock and load, which I don't think you actually want to run. For 2 manas, we got secrets, we got quick shot. For 3 mana, we got deadly shots. Unfortunately, Animal Companion is gone, so we will need some strong 3-mana spells. Demon Companion, a good 1-mana spell. Adorable Infestation, a good 1-mana spell. Carrion Studies, solid 1-mana spell. Now this would pull Bola Shot as well. It would pull Scavenger's Ingenuity. Don't Feed the Animals if you wanted that. Petting Zoo could be solid for the 3-mana slot. It does seem like Hunter is lacking some good 3-mana spells. So hopefully they introduce something else, but I think right now it's mostly Petting Zoo and Deadly Shot that we will have. So I think actually the main problem right now with Barak is having solid 3-mana spells that you do want to run. Deadly Shot normally not ran. Maybe the meta will change. But yeah, if we get something like an Animal Companion, or if Animal Companion was still in the game, I think this would be insane. Really, really, really like Barak. I think it would be in aggro decks just for pulling aggressive spells and also drawing to kind of seal the deal, hopefully, and then in mid-range decks as well. Control Hunter is not really a thing, but if it was a thing, I think this would also see play there. All right, so rating these cards, giving them star rankings 1 to 5, I would give Mordresh a 4. I don't think he's a staple, but I think we're going to be seeing a lot of him, especially because of Reckless Apprentice. I give this card 5. Kurtrus, I'm going to give a 1. I think it's pretty dang bad right now. Razorfen, also a 1. I don't think this is going to see play at all unless we do see some strong Death Rattle minions that cost 4, and maybe some 3-mana minions that have strong Death Rattles. This card, I'm going to give a 5. I think this card is insane. I think we're going to be seeing a ton of Mor'shan Elite. Sigil of Flame, I'm going to give a 1. I don't think this is very good because Control Demon Hunter isn't a thing. Maybe it'll become a thing when we see the other cards, but yeah, this I give a 1. Barak, I'm going to give a 5. I think this is an amazing card. We do need to see more 3-cost spells, but I'm fairly confident that we will see some of those. If we don't, I would knock this down to maybe a 4-star, but yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 because I assume we'll get some good 3-costs. Lightshower Elemental, I'm going to give this a 4. This is a really good taunt. Again, kind of a Kartut void filler and heals a little bit more. So yeah, I'm going to give this a 4. Horde Operative, I'm going to give a 3 because I think it's only going to see play if we're seeing a lot of secrets. I don't think there's that many good secret archetypes out there at the moment, especially with rotation happening, but there's probably going to be a secret mage and I don't think it'll be good enough to warrant running this, but it is a solid tech card. 3. Condemn, I'm going to go ahead and give a 4. I think we're going to see a lot of Condemn. It's a solid AoE, and the ranks are pretty cool. So yeah, that's about it so far. Hope you guys enjoy. If you do like the reviews, be sure to give this video a thumbs up so I know to continue doing these. And yeah, good luck on ladder and stay hydrated.